Hey guys, Zach Hartzlatter with a very quick Star Wars lore video for you guys today. And I'm going to go in depth into something I mentioned really briefly in a past video, and that is hell within the Star Wars universe. It's pretty clear that hell, or at least the idea of hell, exists in the Star Wars universe, and I mean the most common reference to this is Han Solo's line in Episode 5 when he says, "I'll see you in hell."
First marker, then I'll see you in hell.
But does hell actually exist, or is it another, as Han Solo would call it, hokey religion? As you'd expect, the answer to this question is kind of complicated, and we know that the Netherworld of the Force exists. And we know this because Yoda revealed that Qui Gon Jinn returns from the Netherworld to teach other Jedi how to become a Force ghost. Presumably existing as a Force ghost means that you're operating somewhere between, or perhaps both, in the Netherworld and the real world, so you can communicate with people from the real world, although you're physically not there.
One who has returned from the Netherworld of the Force, your old master.
Qui-Gon.
How to commune with him, I will teach you.
Obviously, the films don't really go too far into how the Netherworld actually works. It's not clear whether all the good guys and all the bad guys are hanging out, whether it's for Force sensitives only, for Jedi only, etc. Thankfully, the expanded universe does go into this, and it tells us that Chaos is a region of the Netherworld designated for the spirits of dark side users. Chaos can be seen as analogous to Hell, where the Netherworld seems to kind of be the entirety of the afterlife. Most of what we know about Chaos comes from the book Teachings of the Dark Side, which is presented as a textbook on Sith knowledge. And in the section The Netherworld and Chaos, Luke, Plageius, and Palpatine all kind of talk about the subject. Luke keeps it simple. He just says basically, Ben spoke about the Netherworld, but doesn't really talk about Chaos. Plageius, on the other hand, doesn't believe in it as an actual spiritual phenomenon. He says Chaos is where dead Sith Lords are believed to dwell in torment. At least according to legend, those who are too weak to punish their enemies during their lifetime will be forced to hold on to their grudges and to live on in chaos, plotting but never able to exact their revenge. He later goes on to say that this is mostly biological and that the spiritual stuff is more or less completely irrelevant. Sidious jumps in after and he says, "I wonder if my master knew the ancient Naboo legend that speaks of a realm called Chaos. Blocked by a sextet of impenetrable barriers, if chaos exists, then it takes a sufficiently determined mind to overcome and return to life. Let the weak have their peace." The book Darth Plagueis adds onto this in a really interesting way. Sidious's father also brings up the legend, saying that the Naboo have a legend about 6 impenetrable gates that hold back chaos. House Palpatine is one of those gates. This quote is obviously some sort of allegory, and it refers to how the Palpatines and the Palpatine family basically keeps everything in line. And I mean, there's no real history of anyone other than Sheev being really evil or a Sith Lord. But I still like, and I think it's kind of neat, that they incorporated the legend now in several pieces of work. The last thing I want to mention is that the chaos is obviously not completely inescapable, because Palpatine, after his death on Endor, was able to come back to life. And it's kind of alluded to that the spirits of some dead Sith Lords helped him do this, but we're still not really sure exactly how. After Palpatine's final death in the comic Empire's End 2, the soul of Palpatine inhabits the body of dying Jedi Master Brand. And before dying, he says, "Luke, Palpatine will die with me. He will never return. The Force and all the Jedi who went before us will make sure of that. Goodbye, my friend." So he's basically saying that all the Jedi who have died before him and who are occupying the Netherworld will help keep Palpatine in chaos, and will presumably stop him from ever returning. This is kind of an interesting little thing within the Star Wars universe that I'm surprised we don't know more about. Clearly the Netherworld is some sort of realm where at least Force-sensitive persons go. And it seems that the Chaos is a small part within this realm where dark side users go. Now, whether this Chaos is a myth or a legend or whether it's actually true, we're not 100% sure. But we do know that there's some mechanism which stops dark side users from coming back, or at least coming back most of the time. Anyways, guys, let me know what you thought about this video and whether you like my kind of shorter little lore segments. If you did, make sure to leave a comment and subscribe. It really helps me out. And if you want to support the channel further, I'm going to put some Amazon affiliate links down in the description where you can buy some of the material that I referenced in this episode. If you buy from there, whether it's the things I link or anything, I get a little bit of money, and that really helps me out, especially where the ad revenues are kind of rough right now. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, may the Force be with you.